Hey coach. So, I had my practice today and it wasn't too bad. I guess I could say I had some ups and downs with this practice. Just but not with cuz I did what we were working on or the main things cuz the main thing was having a wider base, the right leg pick up, in this start where it doesn't pick up with the heel, it picks up with the I always forget what the muscle is called. And with that, and making sure that I have the dorsiflect. And then we were also working on making sure to keep the discus back. So, in the first video, you'll see me working a lot of picking up on the right leg, and something was just off while I was doing it, and it wasn't until during the almost the middle of the video where I remembered to shift. Cause cause on the video, it didn't look like I was shifting, and while I was practicing, I knew just something was missing. Cause I would wind, I would connect, I would open and pick up the right leg with dorsiflex, but something didn't feel right, and then I realized I didn't shift and then open. So I remember to do that, and it started feeling a little better, but it still didn't feel complete, really. And I think it's because I wasn't going full speed just because of the amount of space I had in the theater room. And I was slipping a bit here and there. You'll see that kind of in the fulls, where I try to do it fully instead of half. And it's a side by side. And then you see me, I don't sprint in the beginning, and then I start trying to sprint towards the end with the doors, making sure that I do the right leg dorsiflect and stuff, and it definitely looks wonky. I'm just trying to combine them both, and I'm kind of like slipping a little on the ground, which kind of messed up the flow a bit because it caused me doing like these type of skips, or the instead of a sprint, like a skip, like a down and then up motion. Or I just wouldn't sprint at all and I would do like a step in. So I definitely had some ups and downs with the right leg, and just, I guess, trying to understand it and know if I'm doing it right or wrong. Because I'm still trying to get the feeling of when I know that I'm doing it right and when I'm doing it wrong. Because it's still a completely new thing. And while watching the videos, I compared it to the video that you sent me of Heath, and I also went back to the 16-year-old boy that you showed me during the summer, and I just compared both of those with my own right leg. And it's definitely something that I need to work on, because I definitely know for sure that I did the dorsiflect, but I don't think my leg went high enough like Heath and the 16-year-old boy. And I think because, like I said, that because of the amount of space that I had in the room, I couldn't like go full speed, or I was just being careful, and I was like, completely focused on doing the dorsiflect. And I guess just the hard part of these videos was just the right leg. And I know I can do it because I did it towards the end in the Friday practice. It's just going to take a little while and definitely a lot of reps to fully get it. And then the second video, I started working on keeping the discus back while doing the dorsiflect, but my main focus was keeping the discus back. And honestly, I had the discus back from start of the video to the end of the video. You'll even hear me just say yes in on my first try, just because I felt it. I would feel it just like slam back even when I'm not going like full speed. I just know and can feel that it's definitely behind me and behind my hip, which was really nice. And it was like that from the front and the end, so I don't really have much to say about it. It was just really behind the hip. Even when I did it fully all the way through while trying to do a sprint, it still got behind the hip. And even towards the end when I would do a finish. I didn't intentionally did a finish. I think I did finishes because I was just in the moment. But my discus still went after my hip went through, which was very nice to see that that's still working, even if I was having some complications with the feeling of my right leg. Because the second video, my main focus was on the discus, but I was also making sure that I did the dorsiflect in the beginning. You'll see that I'm thinking about it like a lot in these two videos. It isn't until the end of my second video where I try to relax, and think about right after I do my dorsiflect, I don't worry about it, and I do my discus. And I think that's where it starts getting a little better. Still a little wonky with the sprint and the landing, but I think it started getting at least a tiny bit better towards the end. Yeah, that's all I really have to say for my practice. It wasn't too bad. The hardest part was just the right leg, but I'm happy that I got my discus back. But yeah, it was just the right leg that was really hard to get. So, um, yeah. Oh, and today, um, U- Dixie / Utah State University, um, Coach Cassidy, she invited me to a virtual Zoom meeting of the campus where the head coach or the athletic director showed us around the campus. It was mostly just the athletic stuff, like the ring, the fields, um, the training center, the weightlifting, rec center, the pools, the track, just the cafeteria, the lounge room, um, just the stuff above some of the rec buildings, just a lot of stuff. And it was a very pretty college. Um, it definitely looked very nice. Um, and yeah, that was just interesting to be there. There was including myself, I think there was probably 5 or 6 girls in the meeting. It was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe like 6, 5 or 7 girls. Probably like in between 5 and 7 girls in the meeting, including myself. But yeah. Anyways, that was a practice. I hope you're doing well, and I will talk to you later. Bye bye. And I hope you had a great weekend, by the way. Yeah. Bye bye.